In the native village of Nanwalek, a traditional dish is rice salad. In this episode, Ann Evans teaches us how to prepare and serve a rice salad.
While the rice is cooking, you can clean your seaweed, and you have to make sure that it's clean from rocks and snails and any kind of shells that might be in there, because you have to pick up you get the seaweed off of the rocks, and then you have to make sure you check each piece, the front and the back. Make sure you're pressing and feeling to make sure there's no snails or any kind of rocks in there, and look at it really good. Usually my newest method is using a flashlight because I can't see that good anymore, so that's one thing you have to do while the rice is cooking. Once your seaweed is clean, you need about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of clean seaweed, and then you need 6 cups of cooked rice. The vegetables I like to use are onions and garlic, and I like to clean off I only like to use a half a medium onion. I think that's a medium, might be large, but cut off the stem here and then just start chopping like this, just to really see. And somebody already cut it, so just roughly chop it. It doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's little pieces. Oops. I can't cut my onion. Oops. Okay, I'm not crying it. The other vegetable, which is garlic cloves, you cut off the ends of the garlic and any pieces that you don't want to use, and you just cut them up into little pieces. It's almost minced, but also can be called chopped, I think. And just cut it and this is minced, kinda. Once the rice mix is all done, you can serve it. As soon as it's done, just serve it in a bowl, serve it cold, and then it's good all year round, and it's actually tastes really good in the spring and summer, because you get a lot of the fresher ingredients then. But it's served all year round as a main dish and also as a side dish. And I have some imitation crab here, and I also add this to the rice mix. And you can buy this at the store and just chop it up pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect, just chop it up, because it all goes into the rice mix. Okay, we have some shrimp, and just cut that up in, these are actually large shrimp, so you just cut this up into pieces about this big. And I think I'm using about 1 cup to 1.5 cups. It's all cut up right here. I have a jar of kippered salmon here, and you get this locally here in the village down at the end. Yes, you could snag it and take it to clean it, fillet it, cut it up and go smoke it, salt it for a few days. Smoke it for a few days, and jar it in these jars, and then save it, and it lasts for I think up to 2 years, pretty good. We'll also be using some salmon eggs, and these are also caught down at the end or up at the shallow creek, and they're soaked in water first, then salted, and then vacuum sealed. Okay, now we're gonna mix everything together. So I'll start by adding our seaweed and our garlic. Everything's got to go in. This is about 1.5 cups of seaweed, so that's going to go in. And then a handful of minced garlic cloves, that's got to go in there. And now my surimi. And then we have about, I think, a cup and a half of shrimp all cut here. That has to go in. We have about, I would say, almost 3 cups of imitation crab. That's gonna all go in. It's lots. Then we have our half of our medium onion. That's gonna go in there. And then we have our kippered fish, and I'll just put all that in there. Am I going too fast? Good. And then we have, I'm gonna do about 2 cups, I think, of the fish eggs. I don't usually measure, so a lot of this is guessing and taste testing as I go. A little bit more, I think. Oops, that's, sorry. That's good. And then a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil. Usually it's seal oil, but today we'll use vegetable oil. And then mix it all up. Look at that. Beautiful. So pushing down on that fish so it breaks apart as we go. Mixing it all together. And mixing it really good. And usually I'll put some salt, pepper, garlic powder. Even though there's already minced garlic, I still use those in here. And then add the rice. And it's pretty hot, so it should hopefully stop breaking. And if not, then you just pull it out. There it goes. And then mix it all together. Oh, another thing I add to it is soy sauce. So it's a little bit more colored. It's not so pale.
Pause cameras.
Okay, and once you're all done mixing this, you can serve it cold, and you can serve it as a main dish or on the side as a side dish. And we'll use it today for our